You're watching Dr. Amir Sankofa Kwele live. Make sure you stay tuned, hit that like button, and subscribe. It's going down.
Okay, let's try this again. Greetings. Hi, I'm Dr. Amira Sankofa Kwali, and of course, hopefully you guys are able to hear my voice, because just when I did a whole 22-minute video and I thought I was rocking it, guess what? I had the wrong earpiece in. Of course, it did not translate in the proper way that I wanted it to. So you just heard, yee. Okay, so let's try this again. Okay. So this 90-Day Fiance sucked. And I don't know if it's just because it's only on the second episode. That can certainly be possible, but it was really only two couples that I really felt like probably had a decent storyline that would be interesting. But anyway, let's try to give it a go. And of course, it's aired December the 13th, 2020, if I recall. If not, oh well, that's when I saw it. So here we go. We have the fiancés that we're paying attention to first that I saw, which was Jovi and Yora. I guess that's how to pronounce her name. She's from the Ukraine, and she likes the finer things in life, as Jovi put it. And of course, Jovi is from New Orleans. Now, I don't recall where everybody's from, so I'm not going to tell you where everybody's from. I'm just going to tell you what I remember, okay? Because some folks and some couples just wasn't that interesting to me, but whatever. And that's, I'm just keeping it real, and I have to be honest. So this is not going to be a spin. I'm going to try to get my videos a lot shorter, so because I am long-winded, so I'm not going to try to do that with these. Okay. So now, I do like their names. I think their names are very interesting, especially Jovi. I like the name Jovi. However, I think that Yora, she's a little pale. She needs some sunlight, and that's no disrespect. I'm not trying to clown her, but she does need some sunlight. She's very pale. I don't know if the Ukraine doesn't have sun, but I know she definitely needed, or maybe she had too much makeup on that was powdery, but it was definitely white powder, okay? I mean, literally the crayon white. However, so she gets there, and it seems like I don't know if it was the cameras or anything, but it definitely came across as if she was just not comfortable at that moment. And of course, the so-called apartment definitely looked like had a hotel feel. Definitely like a hotel. So I don't know. I'm not sure if TLC did pay for that, but it definitely looks like a hotel. But I mean, again, I could be wrong, but it definitely looked like a hotel. So basically what she did was she's kind of on this theory of feeling comfortable. And of course, she took a very, very long flight. Of course, she's really tired. And not only that, but she did take some sleeping pills on the airplane. So she was exhausted. And of course, the first thing Joey wanted to do with Yoruba was take her out on the town and show her to all of his friends. And look at my trophy fiance. Apparently, and he's kind of it seems like he's probably a party animal, and he probably drinks a lot and, has fun. He likes to have fun. Let's just say that, because I don't see that he's alcoholic just yet, but hey, we're early in the season, right? But I definitely know it's obvious he likes to party. Okay. So of course she lets the door hit him. She didn't hold the door for him, and he had a lot of stuff. Not that she didn't have things in her hand as well, but of course she was a little snarky, and he got a little snarky with her. She does apologize a little bit, but I don't know. It could have obviously been the cameras, maybe that. How you doing? Hi, don't need no man telling me I do. What's up? So of course it may have been a situation where who knows that she just wasn't comfortable with the cameras yet. So where am I at? She seems a little nervous though, right? You get that? So anyway, let's see, I'm just trying to go over my notes. She already was, when she first came in, the first thing that she saw, she felt like the bedrooms were really small. She felt like the apartment was really small. So that was the first thing she said. She was just like, this is a little small. He's all right. Like, dang, okay, I'm sorry, I think you would have liked it. He was ragging like, well, what did it look like in UK? Why you, I mean, not UK, but the Ukraine, if you sitting up here talking about my apartment small, whatever, our apartment small, but whatever. But he thought it was cool. He thought it looked nice. But of course, it was kind of a lot of like out of disarray. So it wasn't clean to her expectations. But he could at least kind of clean it up for her. He knew she was coming, and did his best to make sure that it was clean and make sure she had a spot to put her clothes and hangers and things like that. But again, sometimes people don't think like that. Whatever. So she basically did not want to go out. He was kind of ragging on her about not going out. So he was so disappointed that he had to text his friends and let his friends. But then he was like, well, can I get some sex? I don't know if she gave it to him or not. How you doing? Was observing stuff. I don't know if she gave it to him or not, but then they get off of that and basically, go on to the next couple. So she basically did tell him that she will, go ahead and see it. Go ahead and take a nap, and then they'll see what's going on for the next day. So anyway, we have Mike and Natalie. Mike and Natalie, man. Basically, as Mike was on his way to the airport to pick up Natalie, he was on the phone with his mom, and you can already tell where her mom energy that his mom basically wasn't really fond of Natalie or fond of their relationship in general. And she did mention something to the fact that both of you all are hurt each other and y'all have to work on that, yada yada yada. And she was a little salty about that. So he goes and pick up Natalie, and of course he has flowers for her, and of course she didn't really like the flowers, more or less, because of the color, and he just felt like she was kind of ungrateful because he basically told her, hey, it's the little things that counts. Lisa, I made an effort. You should appreciate the effort. She was kind of like, hey, I still don't like the color. And so, I'm like, eh. And so you can see in the previews, the next episode that's coming, basically he's gonna bring his mom around. His mom is gonna be basically trying to stop them from being together, so to speak. That's based off the previews, yada yada yada. Over. I'm not talking about them no more today, this morning. Okay, so we have Brandon and Julia. So Brandon and Julia, and probably Jovi and Yora probably the most interesting couple so far. And that could change, but as of right now, this is what I see. Right now, everybody else is kind of boring. So you have Julia just getting off the plane. She traveled far, and of course, you have another pushy mom. And when I say pushy, I would say passive aggressive. She'll smile, but still be directing you to do whatever it is that she wants to do, whatever her heart desire is. So basically, now Brandon did call his mom a cock blocker, and she does come across as a cock blocker. I agree with that. And so basically she's like, well, y'all just have a little time in the hotel room. And of course, even to the point where he's trying to look in her eyes and get jiggy with her in her eyes. What's up, St. Louis? So basically she want to get jiggy into her eyes, and of course, his father is basically like, hurry up, get this stuff, before you do anything else. And his father basically was cock blocking too, it looked like. His mother definitely looks like the black hand, like the mafia. She rules with the black hand, and she's not having it. She basically runs everybody in the family, including the father. It looks like the father doesn't say much. Everything's based upon what the mother feel. It's like they're one person. And to be honest with you, they do kind of look alike. And I don't think they just look alike because they've been together for so long. I think they probably are related because they certainly do look like it. And then the boy looks just like Brandon looks just like his mom. So basically he's trying his best to be alone with her. Of course the parents aren't having it, and she did notice the Capitol right outside her window. She looked, yeah, there's Capitol, okay, yada yada yada. Okay, so basically finally they are late coming to dinner, and they sit down. The mom basically wants to have dinner just to lay out the laws in her home, and basically they're going to have two separate bedrooms. They're not going to be able to sleep together, especially not be married. Then she starts getting into the point of discussing the fact about birth control, and she's going to insist that Julia goes to see her gynecologist. And then she's telling her, Julia's like, well, no, I already know how not to get pregnant. She's like, well, are you on any birth control pills? She's like, form of birth control. She said no. And basically, Brandon could possibly wear condom, so to speak. She alluded to that, and she's just like, no, Brandon's mom's like, no, well, that's not happening, and I'm going to take it to my gynecologist. And things are a little bit done differently here in America. They're not like in the UK. It's not a forced situation, but I think that you all need to wait a couple of years before having children. And Julia pretty much already told her, like, hey, we're going to wait a couple of years. We're not in a rush to have any children right now. And of course his mom insists on basically telling her what to do with her hot pocket, so to speak, or you guys call it a WAP. So of course that's basically not going to work. Julia is not feeling the whole situation. And just to let you know, Julia, Brandon is a mama's boy. And again, you have so many of those floating around nowadays. And there's nothing wrong with, again, loving your mom, but good Lord, that's a lot. So Brandon didn't stand in and say nothing at all. He was basically just sitting there, and his mom was basically trying to make him say, well, yeah, I agree with this, or yeah, I agree with that, and I think it's fine, and whatever. And of course Julie didn't want to come off as the bad person, and she didn't really want to go there about the situation. But she didn't feel comfortable, and she kind of is expecting for Brandon to stand up to his mom, but of course Brandon is a wuss, so he's not going to stand up or do any damn thing, so whatever. On to the next couple. I guess you want to call it a couple, but right now you have what is that lady's name? Rebecca, and you have, I guess his name's Zod or something, I don't know, shoot. Anyway, you have her, basically he's 21 years shy of her, 21 years younger, shy of her. And she's like the age of her son. She feels like they're really connected, and right now what they're waiting on is his visa to approve. And because she was married prior to Zod, she had another husband, etc., and he came over here. They may not possibly approve the visa, and of course she's kind of anticipating already that he's going to get approved, so she's already getting everything fixed up for him. So she's going into some type of a GameStop. I don't want to say GameStop, but some kind of a place where you purchase games, video games, and she's gonna buy him a game console, and and they're basically kind of clowning her about asking her, what, basically alluding to her that being her son, and she's like, no, that's her husband. Of course she got to pull out all these pictures. It's like, guys, she's desperate. I'm not even talking about the age period, but I'm just saying how when you go to the store, you have to show off your maid and all that. That's just weird to me. And then she goes back to her spot, I guess apartment or wherever the hell she's at. She goes back to that. Do you know she has a cover of him and her? I mean, it's just, that's, she's boy crazy. Good Lord. How old is she? She got a cup. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't have a cover of my husband and myself, but that's my husband. But I don't know if I want us to lay on a cover that has the both of our pictures or something like that. Maybe I would do that for one of our children's rooms or something. I don't know. And that's weird too with that. I don't know. Ugh, I don't know about that. I don't know. But whatever. I might do it tomorrow and then talk. I mean, I'm talking stuff right now, but I don't know. Y'all, come on, y'all. Y'all's a little desperate. Y'all, don't y'all think a little bit? So anyway, we back to, I guess his name Tariq. I might not be pronouncing his name right, but it looks like it's spelled Tariq on the screen. Tariq and Hazel. I'm kind of already over them. I remember him from previous seasons, and I always thought about, I'm looking at, he goes to have lunch with his friend Kiki. She used to rent from him, I guess, and they became later friends. And why did he have to go out of the country to find somebody? Why didn't he get with Kiki? Kiki seems like a pretty woman. She seems like she's really intelligent and smart, but whatever. So anyway, long story short, Tariq gets with Hazel. They get engaged from a couple of seasons ago, whatever. And so they had some type of a disagreement as far as a pregnancy scare. It wound up being she thought she was pregnant. The test came out. It might have been a faulty test or what have you. And then she took three pregnancy tests. One was positive, the other two was negative. So in his mind, he thought that she had had an abortion or whatever. But she says no, she denied it and went to the actual clinic and they said she was never pregnant. So maybe it was a faulty test. But from there, they had like a little breakup or whatever. And he got with somebody named Minty. I don't know what kind of name that is, a Minty. What the hell is a Minty? But whatever. He gets with her and they have like this, affair for a second. And, well, not affair, but they get with each other. You know. So of course he gets back with Hazel and he tells Hazel, hey, I got with this chick named Minty. And Hazel was like, ooh, Minty is cute. And so basically he finds out at that point that Hazel is bisexual and he gets all them get together. They kick it for 2 days. And then on the third day, Hazel isn't having it and she wants him to get away from Minty. So he ends that relationship, but because of the corona, he calls to check on Minty, like, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. He came back to, and she had like 8 messages. And so now he has restarted the communication process with Minty. So of course he has not told Hazel because he knows Hazel is not a pushover and she's not having it and she will be pissed off and anybody would. So of course he tells his friend Kiki all of that. Kiki basically tells him, hey, that's wrong. You shouldn't have did that. Yada, yada, yada. So he did make a point. He did tell me, his friend Kiki, how that Hazel in their marriage, she's going to be married to her. And of course his benefit, and as well as Hazel, she's going to always have a partner for her as well. And it's going to be a benefit for Tariq. So I don't know. They're going to have like a 3-way, whatever. I'm off of that. Let's move on. I already told you about that. I kind of talked to you a little bit about Jovi and Yorba. They go back to that scene. Now, she's basically wakes up from nonstop fussing with him, and he does have like a Kennedy feel to him. Don't he look like a Kennedy? I mean, he looks like a Kennedy. Okay, I'm telling you, he's probably a cousin or something. He's related to Kennedy. He looks just like his mom too. And so she's I'm sorry, no, I haven't seen his mom yet. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about the other couple. But anyway, long story short, so he takes her to Bourbon Street because he does live in New Orleans. And she's very saying how the streets are disgusting, how it smells like pee and yada yada yada. And she doesn't really like it. But she thinks it's weird how, you can take the alcoholic beverages to different bars, et cetera, et cetera. So she's not used to that because they don't do that in Ukraine. And so he basically tells her, hey, I want you to be my mom. You're my fiance. She says, okay. And he says, well, we're going to spend a night over there. And she's like, well, I'm not really comfortable about spending a night over people's house. I don't mind being your mom, but I don't want to stay over there. He basically tells her, hey, you don't have a choice. And she basically tells him, hey, I can go back to the Ukraine. He was like, look, it's not that serious. You're going. You don't have a choice in the matter. And that's what it is. Okay. So then it goes back, and I already told you about the flowers, Natalie, and Mike, and that was kind of sucky face. It was cringeworthy, and I was just looking at her. They was just weird. And I don't know. Some of these people, I think they just want a storyline. So that's my review of 90 Day Fiance. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. And I watched it. I sacrificed my time, my energy to watch that for y'all, because I know some of y'all just probably didn't want to watch it. And as of right now, I don't think it's really good. Now, some things can happen that's going to be really great. Now, once they start meeting the parents, there probably will be a little drama with that. And we could probably laugh and kiki with that. But as of, get it, kiki? Haha. And we could probably kick it and laugh with that. But as of right now, I did sacrifice time in watching it. And I'm telling you, literally 45, because usually when I used to watch it just for myself, if I felt like watching it, what I would do is I would just kind of rush through the boring parts and then get to the good parts. But this time, of course, because I had to watch it for you all, I didn't rush through the boring parts. I had to sit there and just go, oh my God, when is this going to be over with? So finally it was over with, and I was very happy about that. How you doing, the soup? I'm feeling what am I feeling about this season? It sucks. It sucks so far. I think that there are only pretty much two couples that I think that will probably turn it up a little bit, maybe 2 or 3 couples. But as far as everybody else, I'm very, very, very much over Rebecca. I want her to go somewhere, sit down somewhere. But I want and that so her and Tyreek, I'm so over her and Tyreek, and these are 2 separate couples, but I'm really bored with them, and I wish they would go somewhere and sit down. They suck. 90 Fiance is so interesting. It is interesting, but this particular season, as of right now, it is on the 2nd episode, so it's not really. It didn't start off with a bang. Let's just say that. You too? You feel like that? The soup? Yeah. I mean, it didn't really bake my noodle like I wanted to. I was just kind of like, eh. I mean, it was literally a sacrifice to watch for you all. It was a total sacrifice. It wasn't something that I just really wanted to do. It's just kind of, as of right now, it has a lame effect and energy on it. What I'm getting ready to do now, y'all, I'm going to end this video because I'm trying to make short videos for my reviews, but I can come back on if you all would like, and we can have like a talk about it. We can do a talk on it for about another 30 minutes, and then I'll call it a day. But we can certainly do that, but I don't want to make this particular video long. So just give me a like on this video, and then I'm getting ready to come back and do the review with you all. Okay? All right. Number shut. And it is what it is.
You're watching Dr. Amir Sankofa Kwele live. Make sure you stay tuned, hit that like button, and subscribe. It's going down.
Death is a multi-billion-dollar industry. The cemeteries are full of people who've passed from a preventative illness. With the correct approach, you not only extend your chances of preserving your life, but you will improve the quality of your life with a natural approach. The earth provides energy healing herbs for the benefit of mankind.
Hello, I'm Amira Sankofa Kwali here at As Life Coaching Ministries. We're located at 1921 West Broadway. We've been in the healing business for over 20 years. To order my products, go to www.as314life.com. I'm available 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. No machine.